What's up, angels? Today, we're gonna be talking about Illinois death metal. Now, Illinois, you heard of bands like Master, Oppressor, maybe something like Sarcophagus, but Illinois seems to not be as represented, especially nowadays. It seems like it was very prevalent in the 1990s, sort of like the mid to late 1990s. You had some prominent bands, but I thought I'd just show off some bands from Illinois in my collection. I was planning to do like a normal death metal discussion talk, but then like half my list was Illinois, so I figured, hey, I'll just do an Illinois one. But starting off, we have Cyanide. If you were to say what one of the biggest one is in like the normal death metal scene, not the brutal death metal scene, probably be Cyanide. Really influential for death and doom, sort of like mythic, winter stuff like that. I don't know, bands now. Spectral Voice would be something nowadays. This next band's called Pederasty. This is like brutal death metal, conceiving God ones, sort of like immolation, or not immolation, like incantation. This is really cool stuff. If you haven't checked it out, I really love We Have Your Children. But yeah, this is another band. I don't think anyone I know even knows what that band is, except for old heads. And then of course we have Fleshgrind. Now Fleshgrind, I really only like the demos, and then the second album, what was it? Seeds, the Seeds of Abysmal Torment. It kind of follows like Broken Hope when they went sort of like technical. Like any of their stuff after Loathing, that kind of album reminds me of. I didn't really like Murder Without End. I don't really like the first album either. I really just like Holy Pedophile and Sorrow Breeds Hatred. I feel like these are the signature sound. I mean, these Fleshgrind demos are really freaking timeless. Another band, Corpse Vomit. Corpse Vomit is a must. Gathering Chemical Children and Bastards of Forever Filth. This one has Lamb of God, right? Or Maggot Lamb, not Lamb of God, Maggot Lamb. Maggot Lamb, if you haven't heard that song, it's like, you know how bands sort of like Mortal Decay has songs that when you hear it, you just know what it is. They have like signature songs. Internal Bleeding, Pyrexia, stuff like that, Dying Fetus. But it's like, when you hear Maggot Lamb, you can immediately just be like, that is a fucking scene classic. Another Illinois band, Gorgasm. I think everyone's familiar with Gorgasm. It's like, Damien went on to play with Broken Hope. A Pulverizer band. We're talking, like I mentioned before, Dying Fetus, Mortal Decay. Another one, Disinter. Another Pulverizer classic. I think like later this band went and did some like, I don't know if it was this band or another band, but I want to say like they went like a little black metal. I don't recall, but on this one, this is like their pure classic death metal. But yeah, Disinter. I had a fucking a brutal death metal moment. Too much brutal death metal fucking has fried my brain. But we have Macabre. It's like, is this death metal? Is this just really shitty thrash metal? Probably really shitty thrash metal. But it's still cool. I mean, I don't really care about the theme of the band, like the serial killer shit. I mean, it's like, it's whatever. I don't know if I'm just desensitized or whatnot, but it's like, who really cares? Like every song's like Jeffrey Dahmer, Wayne Gacy, but it's like, I mean, who the hell cares? I mean, you're in freaking death metal. Cardiac Arrest is another cool death metal band. Ibex Moon Records, is that John from Incantation's label? I never even noticed that. But this is cool. Another great band. Again, if you're into like normal death metal, this is gonna be right up your alley. And now we're getting to like what I think is the three top Illinois bands. Stop calling and stop saying Chicago death metal, because not every band from Illinois is from fucking Chicago. You know, it's like you need to learn your geographic. But Deaden was a really good one. The singer Vaughn would then go on to be in Lividity later in life, and then the singer Matt would go on to Human Artifacts. I always wondered if that was a taste on Mortal Decay's Gathering of Human Artifacts compilation. But Deaden, their Feast on the Flesh demo is really good. Their Displaying the Art of Carnage album was really good. If that did not come out in 2006, and that came out during like the peak United Guttural band, so like anywhere from like 99 to 2002, oh my god, that album would have been so much more of a classic. But because it came out in 2006, it kind of got overshadowed. But Deaden is a top 3 band. And now, speaking of Lividity, of course we have Lividity. You would be quick to just note this off as like a porno grind band like Waco Jesus or like Regurgitation, but this demo especially, and then really much all of their stuff, doesn't matter which singer, they have a flawless discography, but I like this one a lot because this one has some brutal fucking slams. But if you have been sleeping on Lividity, if I had to recommend one, it would definitely be this. And then I would just keep going through their discography. There's stuff with Vaughn around like 2006, I think I want to say. A little bit more normal brutal death metal. But it's still great stuff. I love it. I especially love their, I think the 2018 one, I Perseverance, I don't remember the name, it's blue, but I think it was the last one, their most current one, so that you would know. But if I had to say a top pick, it's got to be Broken Hope. I mean, Broken Hope, you look at any liner note from any death metal band, and Broken Hope's there. You look at any brutal death metal liner note, Broken Hope's there. I got this signed by Jeremy Wagner at Maryland Death Fest because I love Broken Hope. They were on the same record label as Cannibal Corpse. Cannibal Corpse kind of overshadowed them, but they were kind of like the only two gore-themed death metal bands on Metal Blade Records. But if you have not gone around to listening to Broken Hope, you're missing out. If I had to say, I would say Bowser Repugnance and Loathing. Their later stuff, like Omen of Disease and the, I forget the one album, but it Mutilated and Assimilated, maybe. I don't know if that's a song or the album, but it's like based off of The Thing, the movie from the 80s. I also love Repulsive Conception. Swamped in Gore was the first album to be recorded digitally, I think. But other than that, just, I mean, if you're into normal death metal more, like, you know, we mentioned Cyanide, Cardiac Arrest, Master, you'd be more akin to Swamped in Gore. If you're more into like Suffocation, Mortal Decay, Internal Bleeding, you know, Lividity, you're gonna go with Bowser Repugnance, Loathing. I mean, you know, the Loathing album is as heavy as stuff like Defeated Sanity or Cerebral Effusion. Bands like Despondency. I mean, it's just as heavy. It is so freaking heavy. But, you know, I just wanted to show off some Illinois death metal because, like I said, you know, it gets overshadowed by Florida, New York death metal, the East Coast, Texas death metal has a scene. But, I mean, in the 90s, there was no denying that Illinois was a top 3 location to be. But I hope you guys found some cool bands, expand your taste, get into more obscure genres of death metal. So until then, I'll catch you next time.